I don't know if y'all remember yesterday's video when I talked about the Ninja Turtles getting a reboot once again. I could already smell it in the air. Oh, God. You know what? I personally blame Paramount for this because they could have chose a different director to make a Ninja Turtles movie, but they decided to go out of their way to pick the most cancerous film directors in Hollywood history, and yet his films are the most successful. I really don't understand this world. They could have been so. If they were smart enough, they would have chose another director. I mean, this. I just don't get it. I should have made it a rant video about Michael Bay, aka Michael Cancer, because he is a cancer to the film industry. And plus, I heard that he was a douchebag in real life, so that should tell you something. Even at the press conference, he had one of the most awkward yet awful presentation of introducing himself to the crowd, and nobody was paying attention to him whatsoever. Not one person. He just froze for a few seconds, and then he just escaped off the stage. And one of the guys that hosts the event was like, "Okay, let's give a round of applause to Michael Bay." You actually, oh my God! If that wasn't bad enough, how come all of his Transformers films were bad, and yet they were the most successful because of money? He doesn't care about the fans. All he cares about is money, and that's not right. It's embarrassing to me because Paramount, they could have been so smart enough to not have Michael Bay in it. There's not enough action films out these days, but yet Michael Bay is the only exceptional choice for them for a director's wise. And to tell you the truth, I lost all hope in films because I was really excited about this yesterday when I did the video. I mentioned about the Ninja Turtles, the Power Rangers, and the Transformers having a combination in one film. If the box office does well, if they were to make enough money, then they would have skyrocketed. But I was completely wrong. I was completely wrong about this. Boy, oh boy. Sometimes when you read stuff off the internet and then you be excited about it, then to talk about it on your channel, and then the next thing you know, you found out that the person that ruined films is directing it again. And I thought Michael Bay was done directing. He was finished with Transformers. Unbelievable. The whole excitement for the Ninja Turtles reboot just crashed, thanks to Michael Cancer himself. It's frustrating. It really is. As a Ninja Turtles fan, I just, oh gosh. I mean, why can't you just like put Travis Knight as director of the Ninja Turtles reboot? I mean, he made Bumblebee look like Bumblebee with the models and stuff, with the design, the way that it looks. You could have had him direct the new Ninja Turtles reboot, because I know that. I mean, I heard that they're in production. No, not in production, but in development. The thing that here at McKnight, hold up, hold up, he and M Night Shyamalan need to go. Who are they? Who is M Night Shyamalan? Because it's funny because I don't watch Hollywood movies these days. I just be watching YouTube watching the old martial arts movies. The martial artists that I'm familiar with, like Michael J. White, Jack Klein, classic B martial arts movies. But yeah, I'm just mad about this, man, because like I said, I was really excited about, you know, the Ninja Turtles. M Night was behind After Earth and The Last Ever. Oh, him! Now I know what you're talking about. Those movies, yeah, man, those were terrible. I heard about it. I've seen clips of it. It just didn't look right, especially The Last Airbender. It just I mean it kind of it reminded me of too much of Power Rangers a little bit. The way that they're using the powers and stuff, air bending, water, fire, earth, air. He stick his fourth plot twist. Well, I heard they got some other writer. I don't know what's her name, but I just feel like Hollywood could have done a better job. You didn't have to put Michael Bay back in directing form to direct a Ninja Turtles movie, aka the reboot, aka another flop movie, which I know it's going to be. Every single TMNT movie that came up with was a failure because they failed to put enough effort into the movie. And yet the two '90s movies were better than the rest of them. Facts. He was already ruining. He was already ruining it when he was part of the crew. My friend was angry. My friend did not like it. I did not like it at all. When I first seen him, I wanted to throw up in my mouth. They look like Shrek on steroids. Shrek on cocaine. They were not the Ninja Turtles I grew up with. The CGI looked horrible. The fight scenes were crap. Kevin Nash was Super Shredder in 19. Yeah, I know, man. I know. That's what he. I think that's where he got his first start. The That's what they do. I mean, they look like Shrek on steroids, all big and muscly. Like those turtles were never that big. They were small. They were like what, 5'1", and they did not look like that in the 90s. Oh, CGI, you know. I mean, sure they were bulky, but that was part of the costumes. That was part of their costumes from the cartoons, and the 90s did it right. The mid 2000s, they got it all wrong. All wrong, my brother. You cannot sit there and tell me that Michael Bay is the best director. No, he's not. I've seen so many thumbnails on YouTube earlier of saying why you should respect Michael Bay films. Is Michael Bay a secret genius? Nigga, no, he's not. Since when was Michael Bay a genius? I was watching Watch Mojo video on why people hate Michael Bay. And boy, there were a lot of things that people hate about it. Sexism, you know, sexualizing women, especially Megan Fox in the Transformers movie. That was the total opposite of how to make a film go downhill by having the actresses portrayed as sexy females, you know, with the stomach all showing, the short skirts, small shirts, you know, looking all hot and sexy and everything. Like, they want to make these women eye candy for the men. But I feel like with Michael Bay's directing films like Transformers and all the other crap he's done, I've lost hope for film industry, to be honest. Because if I were Paramount, I would definitely choose another director and have Travis Knight to direct the Ninja Turtles movie. From then on, you would have been so smart to have the best director and the producer to make a Ninja Turtles movie with Paramount. But you decided to go out of your dumb ways to put Michael Cancer back into the producer's world. I'm sorry, but it just doesn't fly with me at all. I don't know if I want to see this film or not. Because, like I said, my excitement from yesterday crashed when I found out that Michael Cancer was directing the movie again. I was done. I'm done. Listen, it's 2018. It's time to make smart decisions. Jesus Christ, man. Like, I think I've lost faith in Hollywood because they completely messed up everything. They're destroying my childhood again. And yes, I'm starting to sound like a fanboy because, number one, you know, when you touch childhood franchises like Ninja Turtles and Power Rangers, you messed it up. You did. And you're gonna sit there and tell us that we should respect, you know, your style, your choices, because number one, we don't have to respect anything. When we see something we don't like, we don't have a problem saying it from our mouths. I just don't get it. I really don't. I bet you can make a better movie than him. I'm not sure, but listen, I don't have the experience of filming. I've never went to filming school. I'm just saying Paramount should have made a better decision, a better choice of director and producer than Michael Bay himself. They could have done a better job. They could have made better choices in the film industry. They did not have to put Michael Cancer, you know, back in. Good grief. Like, is it me, or has this earth is making dumb decisions in their lives? I don't know. What do you think of Brock Lesnar holding the title for 440 days and hasn't defended 5 times? Brock Lesnar is a disease in the WWE. He is by far the worst champion of all time. Let me tell you why. Every time this nigga comes back, he defends the title, and then he goes out for a few months, and then he comes back, and then when somebody challenges to a title, he loses it, goes on a vacation, and then he comes back and gets everything handed to him like on a silver platter. I'm telling you guys, I do not like when people do that. If you're a wrestler working in the WWE, you need to stay in the WWE. What I mean by that is you need to stay with them, do what they do, not go on a 6-month hiatus, not go on a 6-month vacation to go do these part-time crap and then come back and get everything handed to you without even earning it. You gotta stay in the game. You cannot just come back and get everything handed to you. It doesn't work like that, player. Returns every 3 months. It's sad. Like, part-timers always get everything handed to them. It doesn't make any sense. You know, it saddens me to know that when you watch WWE and you want the best for the product, and yet the product is not looking that great as of right now. Sometimes it's hard to just, you want to watch your childhood franchise that you know you grew up with love. You just wanted to say, see it go great, but it's not going that way. They say he is a UFC guy, but this is WWE, not UFC. Well, if he is a UFC guy, why didn't he stay in the UFC where he belonged? And yet he comes back in the WWE. Suplex, 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 F5, and that's it. No punches, no kicks, like he's not even learning anything from the mixed martial arts world, and he's not mixing everything. Just a bunch of suplexes and F5s, and that's it. He only has 2 moves, and that's sad. And you actually call that a champion, and he goes away for a few months and then comes back with the title. That's not how you do it. Raw has not had an active world champion in a year and 3 months. That's the biggest problem. They do not know how to operate right. If I were to create a team, I would definitely make smarter decisions. And if I were Vince, I would probably strip the title off of Brock Lesnar and not have him come back in the WWE, because number one, he's the worst. I don't like part-timers. I don't like when they come back and get everything handed to them. Yeah, I don't mind seeing them wrestle a few matches, but don't give them the title without them having even earned it. It's just stupid. Brock Lesnar full move, set F5 suplex, take gloves off, scream, swear, and a best. Hold on. Let me calm down. Brock Lesnar full move, set F5 suplex, take gloves off, scream, swear, and a mash and slap. That's how you do. Brock Lesnar is not a good wrestler. Like, how can you sit there and tell me that Brock Lesnar is a great champion? He's not. I've been telling people this all the time. Part-timers that come back does not need to get everything handed to them. It just doesn't work like that. It makes no sense. Why do you think I have a big reaction to Raw and SmackDown? I was watching the video. There's this channel called Off the Script, and he reviewed SmackDown as the best episode of SmackDown. Let me pause read it for a minute. Listen, sometimes I go on Instagram and I be reading these fake wrestling internet reports saying that Vince McMahon has been released from the WWE in the future endeavors. I don't believe that. It's all fake. And if that really happened, I bet you wrestling would have been 10 times better now. I take big online in person. I talk big online in person. I would my pants. Well, I would too, but sometimes you believe stuff on the internet, and then the next thing you know, you go back and you realize how stupid you are. And they know how to fool people. They fooled me with the Michael Bay crap. So don't believe anything you see or read off the internet, because people will fool you, and the internet fooled me. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. I mean, I don't know if that makes sense or not, but I'm just saying. I think there are times when I want to be a fan, but I'm not. Jesus, man. Hollywood just don't learn. Michael Bay hasn't learned a freaking thing. Someone please explain to me, why is it every time when films want to get a reboot, Michael Bay is the only answer? Not him. Michael Bay cannot be the only director for every single reboot or film, because those films are going to turn out bad. And why am I talking like Donald Trump when he's like doing like this? I don't know why I'm doing that. People are begging Chris Benoit should be a Raw is Chris or his birthday. Well, Chris Benoit, Chris Benoit is dead, so it's way too late for that. So Chris Benoit should never be mentioned in WWE games or a TV show, because they refuse to mention Chris Benoit again. I don't understand. And I bet you, since Vader has died 2 days ago, they're gonna end up not putting him in the Hall of Fame. No, they're gonna put Vader in the Hall of Fame, but they can't put other deceased wrestlers in the Hall of Fame because of their shitty past. You rather focus more on their past, of their real life issues, than their in ring career for what they brought to the table. It's stupid. Raw is Chris 2018. Bro, listen, I know how much you are a Chris Benoit fan, but at the end of the day, he's deceased. So if only it was not possible back then, it would have been possible if he hadn't killed his wife and himself. So I think personally, the WWE is the most shadiest company to work in because of how they're going to treat you. But if you want to be a wrestler, I say, I'm like, go for it. I ain't mad at you. But if they start treating you like trash, you know what to do. Quit. And guess what I just found out about Big Cass? Hold on. The only reason Chyna is in the Hall of Fame, it's in the Hall of Fame is because of her death. No, she's not in the Hall of Fame. She's not in the Hall of Fame. Because ever since she did the whole porn thing with X-Pac, reality shows, she lived in Japan for a few years, teaching English. She wanted to make amends with Triple H, but they refused. So that's why she killed herself. Overdose. And I still blame the WWE for not wanting to make amends with Chyna because it's their fault. And some people say that it's her fault that it happened. No, it's the WWE fault for not making amends with Chyna as she wanted to work out with them. You just cannot do that. If you're going to make amends with somebody, do it. Work things out. Put the past behind you and move on. I do too. I blame Stephanie also. She's the biggest reason why Chyna is dead anyway. Her and Triple H. Because her and Chyna dated in 1999 when Triple H broke up with her. When Stephanie came into the picture, that's when all hell broke loose. Even though William Regal raped a woman on an airplane, they did not care, and there is evidence. But Ansel has someone accused him on it, but no proof. He gets. Wait a second. Since when did William Regal rape somebody in the airplane? I don't get it. So I guess there are secrets behind closed doors in the WWE. And why am I not finding about this? I don't know. Stephanie is one of the biggest cancers to the company. And she's the biggest hypocrite. She's the biggest hypocrite. Everybody is hypocrites. Because I don't like when they tell people what to do, and yet they're the ones get to say and do things on TV, but everybody else can't. That is super hypocritical if you ask me. I mean, not just like a person, a white person saying the word nigga with the A at the end, and yet everybody else react to it. But y'all the ones who said it first. So whenever we say it, y'all get mad at us. So suppose if we said the word cracker, you gonna want to fight us because of what? One word? I just don't get it, man. Society that we live in. So Will Regal did rape somebody in 1989. Devin versus Brock. Nah, man, I ain't got the skills, man. Brock would totally kill me right now, man. I'll probably end up. I'll probably be in the early grave. I ain't with that. Her fully phony, her fully trophy is the future of marketing tweet is proof enough. Well, at this point, The wrestling world is garbage because it is. It's garbage. That's why. And yet I heard two nights ago on SmackDown, it was a good episode. But I think I might. I think I might do a reaction to Tuesday night SmackDown. Maybe tomorrow when I wake up. I'm not sure, but if what they say is true about Tuesday night episode of SmackDown being good for once, I'll check it out. Maybe some highlights, but probably I'll do like a full a full episode reaction. I'm not sure what I might do tomorrow. Vince says kids want PG, but don't kids play GTA, Call of Duty, and watch rated R movies? Exactly. Vince is so dumb in his head. He knows kids are not. Ooh, boy, I have a lot to say. Do I have a lot to say, my bro? Oh, man. I have a lot to say. Okay. You know how the Power Rangers and the WWE are alike, right? Hamza Bond thinks the kids are stupid when he wants to talk down to them when it comes to Japanese stock footage and original footage, martial arts fight scene, the fart jokes, the corny jokes, the puns, the corniness, and the horrible writing and the bad acting. That's what Power Rangers are. The corniness. But thankfully Hasbro has it now, so you don't have to worry about that BS anymore. So and you have Vince McMahon, the guy who thinks kids wants PG and treats them like idiots. The so-called the so-called bullying campaign when Vince is the biggest bully of them all. And he shoves John Cena and Roman Reigns down our throats. Uncharismatic enigma and F-Boy Bucket. I can't curse on my channel, so you guys know what I'm talking about. Shout out to Big D, by the way. And Bruce Bliss. And Bruce Bliss, Fraudonomics. Both of them have a lot of common. They're both money, power-hungry people that cares about money and product rather than the show. And Vince only cares about money rather than the wrestlers and the fans. Saban only cares about the money and the toy sales within the show. And that's why the show needs to be taken off Nickelodeon and why they need to. And I think the fans deserve better. Like I said, you don't have to worry about it anymore. Hasbro has Power Rangers, so they know exactly what to do. And I'm gonna take their word for it. People want Lil Pump in WWE. As if. I don't want Lil Pump nowhere. He sucks. Lil Pump is garbage. I don't like his music. I don't like his rap style. I don't know what J. Cole was thinking of signing this little idiot into the record label. The guy cannot spit. I mean, he's terrible. Mumble rappers are terrible, and yet the lyrical rappers are supporting them. But I don't. If you want my respect and my support, start putting out better songs that make sense. Don't put out songs where you have to repeat the same freaking lyrics and the same sentence over and over again. That's just like a person talking to a girl, talking to a hot chick at the club, and you're just basically repeating the same language over and over again, and that's going to turn some people off. That's how mumble rappers are today. They turn people off. They turn me off every time I listen to them. Saying the same word 20 times doesn't make a good song. Exactly. I said the thing over and over again. Stop repeating the same language over and over. It just won't work. You gotta cut that out. I got some idiot telling me that mumble rap started in 2007. No, it didn't. Load this, load that, and yet you got told people, and yet you have told people called little. You're not little anymore. Little Pump, more like Little Thumb. I don't know, man. I'm just embarrassed to be a hip hop fan, because I mean there are some good lyrical music out there, but they don't get enough love. Everybody is busy into mainstream pop music nowadays, and I forgot their name, but it's the daughter and father reacting to a video. The daughter has like multiple channels, and the daughter, and the father and the daughter are reacting to, you know, music videos, and the father is basically, he makes a lot of great points when it comes to hip hop music. Big Cass got arrested for spinning in the face of a police officer. Oh, bruh. Let me tell you about Big Cass's situation. I found out that the reason why he got released the night before taping was due to him disobeying Vince McMahon's orders by cutting a promo. Ever since he got released from the company, I found out that this nigga got released by the company due to him disobeying Kevin Dunn and Vince McMahon. Why? Because Vince hated the promo. He didn't want to do the promos. He asked Vince McMahon not to do it. He knocked down an airplane door. No, he knocked down an airplane door down and peed on an NXT Rock's Ricky's face. What is wrong with Big Cass? The worst of all, he is a Trump supporter. Now I know I never liked this guy because he was so uncharismatic. Nobody cared. I didn't care. It's sad to me as a wrestling fan to see somebody who I thought that had potential but got wasted. Just got treated like a different joke. This is exactly what I'm saying. I said this a thousand times. When Vince brings dudes from NXT and brings them into the main roster, they're gonna treat them like jokes. Cutting promos, booking them in terrible matches. It's sad. I don't give a s how tall you are. 7 feet. Shut up. Big Cass needs to. Yo, listen. I'm not surprised that Big Cass got released because the only time I've seen Big Cass on SmackDown is when he came and assaulted Daniel Bryan. But once I found out he got released, and now that I know why he got released, because he didn't want to do what Kevin Dunn and Vince was telling him to do by cutting a terrible promo. He would listen. Kevin Dunn was basically telling Big Cass of how to cut a promo, how to say it, when to say it. Big Cass just wasn't even having it, so he was like, "You know what? Forget it. I'm done. I'm out of here." So they released him. I mean, I don't know what to say about this. And The guy is spiraling out of control. Both Enzo Amore and Big Cass are out. So they were basically a waste of everybody's time. Because Vince just don't know when to stop touching these rookies and just making them into complete jokes that nobody can even take them seriously. That right there is one of the main reasons why I don't watch wrestling in the first place. Because one, the product suck, and two, the wrestlers, oh my god, they are really unbearable to watch. I just don't know what to think of, Hollywood and WWE all together. I just don't. I used to think wrestling used to be fun back in the day when I was growing up. Because I was born in 1981. I wasn't really aware of wrestling until like around 1997, I believe, when the Attitude Era was like popular. The only game I got was the WWF Warzone on the PS1. They had it on a demo, so my parents brought me that for Christmas, and I was happy. But today, I can't even take wrestling seriously. Because you got old school veterans saying PG is better. Like, I think this is Vince. I think this is Vince's doing, is telling people to say that wrestling is great. PG is the best. No, it's not. Even the fans think that it's best. It ain't. He was out of control on a plane. He barked in someone's gym bag, spit gum in a girl's hair, and peed on a girl's face. Bro, where are you even getting these infos from? Man, Big Cass is a mess. WWE is a cold place to work in. I don't even want to step foot into the WWE's office. I don't even want to step foot in, the arena. What Vince McMahon is. Just don't do it. Don't do it at all. If I were the people, I would have stayed where they at. I just don't get it. I feel like 2018 is starting to become a terrible year again. Just like 20, just like 20, all those years ago. And now. It's sad, man. Like, what has wrestling come to? What has WWE come to these days? I feel like they don't want to try to get better. Vince, you know what I'm saying? They don't listen to the fans at all. And even you got some old wrestlers that used to work in the WWE says that the PG sucks. I'm talking about Evan Bourne, Hornswoggle, and they got the nerve to bring this faggot dude, this little hamster turd, James Ellsworth, back into the WWE. I don't think SmackDown is going to get better in my eyes, because as long as Ellsworth is on TV, I can't look at it. I just change the channel. And I heard that John Cena was supposed to be going back to NXT. No, I heard that John Cena was supposed to be going to NXT. If so, change his character, cause I cannot stand seeing the guy on TV anymore. Change the freaking character. Can you do that for me, WWE? Please change Cena's character. Cena even wanted to change himself, but he's too scared because of the kids. Forget about the kids. You're a grown man. Change your character. Yeah. I think I've ranted enough. Michael Bay, go away. WWE, change your ways. Even though you had one good episode of SmackDown this week, your company still sucks. Ain't that story? Like I said, I don't like Michael Bay. He's a terrible director. He sucks. All of his movies sucks.